Hi, so I am in Munich today. Just got in earlier this afternoon after a 10-hour flight from Denver. So instead of taking a nap, I decided to just go with it and just take a quick shower and come out with the rest of my crew to an adorable German restaurant here in town called Brunwart. So I think I'm saying that right, but we're about to have a delicious dinner together, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and let you take a peek at this gorgeous restaurant. Okay, so it's the next day. Good morning. I am down in the Marienplatz, so sort of big touristy shopping historic site here in Munich. And it's really hot today. It's like 80 degrees. It's a little bit after 11. I got a bit of a late start and I ended up sleeping like 12 hours. So I think I was just a lot more tired from working that flight in than I thought I was. But it's all good because it actually worked out perfect as I woke up and was able to sort of have my entire morning to come out and sightsee. And I feel very refreshed, even though my time, it's basically like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I guess if you're coming to Europe, that might be something to consider with being able to kind of transition quickly with the time zones. It's like just get here, make yourself stay awake, and try to go to bed at like what would be your normal time, whether that's 9 or 10 o'clock, and then just sleep as much as you can. That's probably the best way to kind of get yourself acclimated quickly to the time change. Now, however, I will be flying out of Munich later this afternoon, so I only have a little bit of time this morning, and I've already hit a couple big tourist spots. Went up into a gorgeous cathedral, and of course, now I'm sitting across from the Glockenspiel that goes off. I believe it goes off at 11:12, and then from May to October, it goes off at 5 o'clock as well. So it's already gone off once while I was sitting here having breakfast. I'll see if I can catch the 12 o'clock show as it goes off and share that with you. I already have a long list of other places that I want to investigate a little more thoroughly the next time I come, and so I will definitely have a much more specific agenda when I get here and be able to kind of hit those places as well. But it's an absolutely gorgeous day. There are tons of people out and about. I've just finished my breakfast. I'll show it to you. The serving sizes are absolutely huge, and I've not been able to finish a meal since I've got here. But it's delicious, it's beautiful, it's amazing. Who doesn't love Munich? So as you can see, I've only eaten probably a quarter, not even half of this, and I'm absolutely stuffed. This is basically sort of their version of a pancake, and you eat it with this sort of apple. It's like an apple sauce topping. So it was delicious. It's very dense. It's very filling. I think for sure if you were going to get this, you could share it with 2, maybe even 3 people and still have plenty of food. Okay, as I'm just walking about a little bit before I need to pop back on the subway and head back to my hotel to get ready to work the flight home. It's so nice here right now. I wish I could stay. I definitely want to see if I can pick up another Munich trip soon while the weather is nice. And like I said before, just have like a really concise plan of the places that I want to see. It is so busy here, and it's nice to see everyone out and just shopping, enjoying. And oh, look, I have to turn the camera around. Just this gorgeous little fruit stand out here. I could definitely see, I could stay here for a whole week, but even just a few days would just be such a treat to really be able to, explore the city, even more. I've already seen 15 different restaurants that I would love to try. Sadly, my stomach can can only do so much on just a 24-hour layover, but I don't know. If you're thinking about coming to Munich, I can definitely recommend it, certainly for the summertime, because it's lovely and enjoyable. And something else I was noticing, it just feels like a really safe city. And I would say that I don't have any kind of statistics on, anything like that, but I would say never not once, even like taking the subway, which I was completely unfamiliar with, and that's another thing I guess I would mention, like, don't be afraid to try public transportation in a new place. Oftentimes it's really affordable, and of course there's just so many online resources to be able to figure that out pretty easy. And I mean, it always feels uncomfortable when I first am in a new city and I'm getting, onto their public transport, particularly if I don't read the language and there's not a lot of, English instructions along the way. But I'm going to tell you, like, you can figure it out, you can do it. Like, don't be afraid to give it a go, because I think it just really does open up the experience of being able to explore farther than your feet would carry you, or maybe that your wallet can afford if you're just doing Ubers, everywhere you go. So don't be afraid to try the subway. Anyway, I would highly recommend Munich. It's absolutely beautiful here. And gosh, I'm hoping I can make it back here during Oktoberfest. So, because I've seen pictures. Looks amazing. So we'll see. Maybe I can pick up a Munich trip this October. We'll see what happens. Anyway, here's more of the streets. Okay, now we're coming up on the entrance to the residence, as it's called, or the Residence Museum. And here I will share with you my personal disappointment, because, so you can see kind of a menu here of the different tickets you can buy to go inside and view this. And this is sadly something I simply do not have time today to do. And I would say this was high on my list. I greatly underestimated just what it would take maybe to come here and see this. You can see the line, and that's just the queue for getting the tickets to go inside. So next time I come, this is my priority. I really want to go inside and see all the beautiful artwork, the architecture. I'm really looking forward to that. So sadly, you can't do everything in a 24-hour layover, but I will know that for next time, this is what I'm going to be prioritizing, and I will be sure to get here early in the morning, plan my day accordingly, and even if I just spend my entire day inside the residence, it'll be a day well worth my time. If shopping is your thing, there's no end of high-end retailers on Munich. Just on the other side of this beautiful little outdoor cafe, we have Rolex. Kitty corner to that is Prada. Around the corner, I think I saw, yes, I don't know if you can see the sign, but that is definitely Tiffany & Co. down there. On the opposite corner over here, we have Berluti. And never to be left out of the high-end retail corner, we of course have our Louis Vuitton. So if you've got a credit card burning a hole in your pocket and you're looking to do some extreme shopping, Munich would certainly not disappoint. Okay, so we're just a few minutes away from the noon Glockenspiel show. So I'm out front along with what feels like thousands of other people to watch this. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you see the crowds. Most everybody else is being smart and standing in the shade. I'm out here front and center in the sun so I can get a good shot, hopefully, of it once it gets going. So let's take a peek. Everyone is starting to gather, as you can see, around the edges there in the shade. I have a feeling as soon as the clockworks start moving, everyone will be rushing from their protected shaded position so that they can get the best view possible of that Glockenspiel, which is right up there. So more soon. Okay, so it's noon and you can hear bells from all over the city ringing out the 12 o'clock hour. So I'm expecting the show is going to start any minute now. I did notice that their clock on their tower is several minutes off. I am sure it is very antiquated technology, and so I do kind of wonder if we have to wait for the clock on this particular tower to hit noon. So it's a little bit off, but I imagine it's probably difficult to keep that clock running exactly on time.
Jetzt darf ich mich verabschieden. Super Zeit. Auf Wiedersehen. Dankeschön. Sie können ja auch vielleicht nicht verabschieden. Ihr wisst ja was. Ich dachte, es ist vorbei.
Aber es haben ein paar mitgemacht.
Also hast schon wieder uns quasi gemacht. Warte.
Okay, so that's it. You got to see the Glockenspiel. I think it lasted about 5 minutes once it finally got started. And it definitely does not go, if you're looking at your iPhone or your atomic clock, it definitely does not start at that time. It goes by the clock that's at the top of that tower, and it is several minutes off. So I do actually wonder, maybe they have it set off intentionally so that all the other bells around the city are going off, and then they have a couple extra minutes before they begin their show. Sadly, this is going to be the end of my Munich sightseeing. I've got to get back over to the subway, get back to my hotel room, because the check-in for my flight that I'm working home is just 2 hours away. So I better jump down these stairs over here, pop on the subway, and get going. Okay, so I am back in my room and I am clearly ready for work, but I just wanted to add one little last bit to this video, and that's the fact that I was saying earlier about don't be afraid to take public transportation and you can figure it out. And case in point, even though I had just made my way down to where I was hanging out today on the subway, when I was coming back, I got turned around, and I think I ended up I was going the right direction, but I was on the wrong train, and so that train actually ended one stop before I needed to be where I needed to be. Anyway, long story short, headed back the other direction and then tried again, you know, coming back up. I made it, but just sort of a point that, you know, sometimes you are going to get a little bit turned around when you're traveling, particularly when it's in a new country, especially if you don't speak the language. And of course, we're going to be going to a lot of places where we don't speak their language. And so I just wanted to point out that's not a reason to be afraid. You can just kind of take a minute and sort of readjust. And I did have a moment of panic, and that's only because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't get too turned around because my check-in time. So, but thankfully I leave myself a lot of time to get where I need to be. So just give yourself time, give yourself grace. You'll absolutely figure it out. Just one more thing I wanted to say, I absolutely love Munich. What a beautiful, gorgeous city, and I absolutely can't wait to come back here again. I know everyone kind of talks about vibes and what's it like, and it does. It just has, I hate to say it, but it just has a really great vibe. The people are kind and friendly and helpful, and there's also a lot of tourists, so you don't have to feel like you're standing out as a tourist. There was lots of tourists here from all over the world, from many, many different countries. I heard so many different languages while I was here. So, you know, if you're thinking about coming, I can't recommend Munich enough. I myself can't wait to come back. And the next time I do, I'll be showing you some of the other amazing locations that I'm visiting along the way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of this, please subscribe to my channel as well. And I'll see you next time.